I'm Augusta Mojinu Ajua. I'm teaching in Likpe Koforidia, RCKG. And I'm a native of Likpe Koforidia. I've been teaching for 38 years now. And life was so normal. I move normally, strongly, fit to my work every day. Up and down, I've been doing it. It's only last year, in December, when I realized that half of my breast is becoming hard. So in January this year, I went to Okwe Municipal Hospital. And according to the report, they told me I should go to Trafalgar for mammography. When I went there, they said the machine wasn't all that in good condition. So I have to let my brother in the police service know. So he came down and took me to the police hospital. And they also detected that it's cancer. And I brought the report back to Okwe Municipal. And the doctor told me I should go to Kwalebu Teaching Hospital. Now, I noticed that we've got a cancer something in our payslip. So I've been wondering. So I quickly went to our area Gnat secretary, and he confirmed to me that yes, we have a cancer center. So he directed me to go to Accra. It was those days that this virus arose, so I have no option. So I waited until 23rd of April when they lifted the ban. So I went to a station and then asked of Nana Krom bus, the last stop. So I went there with my son. We picked a taxi to the area. Really, we went and then we met the people. The reception there was very nice. Even the atmosphere alone talks a lot. And then the structure of the building, everything very neat and nice. You will like the place. I was received very well. Our temperature was checked before we enter the room itself. And then they said I should go and register. I introduced myself as a Gnat member. So they didn't collect any peso from me. That day I was treated, and then with the first test, after the treatment, they told me in 2 weeks I will come for the report. So I went there on Thursday, and I was passed through another test. And finally, even when I went, the doctor who treated me recently wasn't at work. So the new doctor who is here, he called on that doctor. He said the report was in. So they went to the computer and then released the report for me. When I read it, how I understood the second stage. And finally, they told me I have to go to Kwalebu for surgery. And I asked them, how am I going there? They told me they are going to do the payment. But at first, I will go and search for money and then go there. When after the treatment, I will collect all receipts and then bring to them for the money. So that was the final thing they told me before I left. I called on my brother's wife, who is a nurse. He inquired and then told me with insurance, I'm to pay 2,500. But without the insurance, at least 3,000.
As a teacher, better tomorrow.
According to the doctor, he told me I should go immediately. So I'm just thinking of how to go. Right now, if I get 3,000, I'm sure I'll go there. It was only that 7th that I know that I have to pay something. So I belong to Jessica Credit Union. I've made my mind to go to withdraw my partial withdrawal for that issue. The Gnat Cancer Fund is very beneficial. First, because it's only 2 cedi that they've been deducting from my monthly salary, 2 cedi. And 2 cedi cannot afford anything. If you, 10 years, if deducting 2 cedi, I don't know how much it can buy anything. But as it is now, I'm going to pay a huge amount for the surgery. And without that fund, it will be difficult for me. Even all that I went through, I have to do some payment, but I haven't paid anything. So the cancer fund is very good, it's helpful. And it's not only teachers benefiting in the fund. If you go to the hospital, many people, Ghanaians, the hospital is helping at least everybody in the country. So it's very helpful. Even I advise teachers to increase the due. Because if you yourself doesn't benefit, a member of yours and a member of the country is benefiting. So even though I'm going on retirement, every place I go, I'll talk about it. Any gathering I go, I'll talk about it. Every teacher should go over his or her pay slip every day and see their deduction on the pay slip. And when you are not clear with something, you go to Gnat office to be clarified. The nurses have been telling us, as a woman, you have to feel your breast and see what is happening in the breast. So at times, if I'm sitting, I do the feeling, and that was November that way. I could notice that there is a knob at the right side of my breast. So I felt the other one, there is nothing, and I know there is something happening. So I quickly rushed to municipal hospital in January, and they detected that it was cancer.
As a teacher, how are you preparing for your retirement? Tomorrow.
I have a husband and my children, 3 men and then a female. My firstborn is a teacher. The second is in Ho, working in a health insurance company. And the third one, he has just finished his national service. He worked with Keta Rural Bank. And the last one, we bought a form this year. They will enter a training college. then I've got a small pig at the back of the house. For the pig, it was only last year I started. But the real farming, I've been farming since then.
I am Derek Vanlare, 47 years of age. Early last year, I was PRO for Keta Municipal Education Office. But now, as we speak, I am the Karachi East District Gnat Secretary. My daughter's illness started around October 2016. When it started, we didn't know what was going on. She was only screaming and complaining of pains. So we rushed her to the Keta Government Hospital first, where we decided that they were not giving her the care that she needed. So we went to Nkansa Aflao, that's a private hospital. And the pain would just not go down. So we had to move to a hospital in Akachi, in St. Paul's. It got to a point where she couldn't walk. So we took referral from there to 37. And it is from 37 that we were giving the referral to Kolebu, where she was finally diagnosed with acute lympho something leukemia, which is blood cancer. So Kolebu started the treatment. We, at that time, didn't have enough information about the cancer fund, but then we attempted to make contacts to Gnat. And the indication we got is that leukemia was not part of the arrangement for the Gnat Cancer Fund. So, some way, somehow, I had a cousin at the cardiology department at Kolebu, because she had worked at the Cancer Fund for some time. Yeah, who actually pushed for Kolebu to give us a report that we sent to the Cancer Fund, the Sweden-Ghana Medical Center. Yeah, so because the treatment had been started at Kolebu, they continued with the treatment. But the way the Cancer Fund helped was that normally when they write the prescription for us, sometimes we send it to the Cancer Center, and they give us the drugs. Those that they are not able to provide, we pre-finance, we buy, and then later send the receipts to the Cancer Fund for refund. And the impact on the family has been quite grievous, but we are thankful that today, as we speak, she is fine. The pain is such that she actually is not able to do anything. Sometimes even getting up from when she's lying. Sometimes we take turns to rub wherever she's feeling the pain, because she's not able to withstand the pain. She'll be screaming, and so the mother will go and then sometimes pad her, and we'll be rubbing ointments on it. That was initially. Sometimes when she loses appetite, she cannot eat, and she was losing weight. And so it's had, in terms of health, some impact on her. I remember one day when on the hospital bed at the 3rd floor in Kolebu, I was just frankly praying that the child is just suffering too much. I felt that if God has given and he should take, I would not have any problem, because a child of her age, to the extent that I could see, there was a point where she wanted to urinate, but she couldn't get up, and she would not allow anybody to touch her because of the pain. And on that day, she had to urinate on the bed when she was aware, and she didn't want to. And I heard her say, it's like the urine had come out. She was trying to hold so that she could go. get up and go in relay. She couldn't do it.
Tomorrow.
I was at the office and my wife is an early childhood teacher. And so it's not just the family. To some extent, it would even affect the children that she teaches, because sometimes she could stay with the child in Kolebu for the whole term. And you know what it means, where you are having to take care of the child and not being able to do your work, and the children too that you have left behind are losing out on contact time and all that.
I'm 37 years and an early childhood teacher at Convent, Keta. My daughter was diagnosed of ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, as she was 6 years old. It has really disturbed the family seriously. All our funds are just going into buying drugs, her labs, and her feeding. Since the chemotherapy demands that she has to feed well, and socially, we are not able to go anywhere. Either you are at the hospital with her, or you are going to look for a drug for her, or you are going to get good food for her too. Because her immune system too is so low, you are also stressed up. You have to keep every part of the place and the room clean to prevent her from getting any infection. She doesn't go to school for the past 2.5 years, and it has also put more pressure on me too, because I have to keep up with whatever they are doing in the classroom. Though on a hospital bed, I have to make sure she learns, just to keep her going, to forget some of her pains. It was quite frustrating, and almost all the time you are exhausted. Because financially you are exhausted, mentally you are unstable, and then you have to be moving in and out. When early in the morning you wake up, just after cleaning her, you are waiting for the doctors to come. The moment they come to see her, you are either going to the lab, or you are going to buy medication, or you are going to go through another process of taking her to lab for her to go for minor procedures, which are painful for her, and also to watch your daughter go through those processes. And one of them is the bone marrow, which they have to pierce the bone to take blood out of it. And you could see that she's always very angry, that we are not understanding the gravity of her pain. Because beginning we thought she was overdoing it, so we weren't so serious with it. So since then, I see that her social life has been stunted. She doesn't go anywhere. She's always indoors. Even though I've been watching it in movies and know what leukemia is, but it was shocking to know that my 6-year-old daughter has developed leukemia. And I wondered what caused it. Was it my fault, or was it caused by someone else? It was so shocking. I cried most of the times, yes, and I was asking God why.
tomorrow.
I could say we didn't have much education. It took about a year before I got to know about the cancer fund. Before then, we had spent so much, and it was a great relief to know that there's a fund. Initially, when I saw cancer fund on my Facebook, I thought it was a support to Kolebu to be helping people with cancer cases. We didn't actually know it was meant for members to benefit. I would advise all teachers to educate themselves more about this cancer, because a lot of people didn't know what it means. They felt that it's a foreign disease, but until you get to Kolebu, you never know that. So I would advise every teacher to know more about cancer, so that if any member, in case any member or any person is showing signs, they should advise.
The support, I would say, was minimal, because most of the time we had to look for money and buy drugs, sometimes drugs that run into thousands of cedis, and then later they will refund. Even at a point in time, we were not going to the cancer fund anymore. Some of the receipts we still have. But I think that if we had gone to the cancer center from the beginning, where they started the treatment, they would have taken those bills. But we are still thankful for what the fund was able to provide us.
It took about a year before I got to know about the cancer fund. Before then, we had spent so much, and it was a great relief to know that there's a fund. Initially, I thought it was a support to Kolebu to be helping people with cancer cases. We didn't actually know it was meant for members to benefit.
Yes, I think we need to intensify the education. Let me add that being a Gnat secretary now, I have observed that sometimes when we go for education, people choose and pick what they want to hear. And so sometimes when you raise a topic like Gnat has a cancer fund that we can take advantage of, we see disease, cancer, as something that is very far from us. So sometimes don't listen. Every teacher should know about this fund, because there was a case, but because of ignorance, the teacher took the wife to Bato, where she had an operation on her. Before he came to the office seeking financial assistance for a second operation. So in this case, like it happened to us, since the treatment has been started from somewhere else, it looks as if it would continue that way. But then if this education had gone down to the membership, I think that the cancer fund would have taken this from the scratch, and the condition would have been better.
With Sweden Ghana Medical Center, and now there is hope for the cancer patient. You don't have to worry, don't give up now. As long as you are a Ghanaian teacher or relative, treatment is free. You don't have to worry, just keep hope alive. 'Cause with Sweden Ghana Medical Center,